You're setting up. Good. All right. Whenever you're ready, Justin, go ahead.
Yeah, because I'm trying to get this done, all right? Should I start with like a ladies and gentlemen kind of thing? Or okay,
Just begin, Justin.
Hello all, and welcome to the Vacant Lot Beautification at Marinas Harbor project. This is headed by me, Justin Hunter, Diamond Jefferson, Sonia Gonzalez, Jordan Lewis, and Emely Patino.
Hi, my name is Emely Patino. I'll be taking over the history of the community. So for many years, the borough of Staten Island has been seen as an afterthought to the vast city that is in New York City. But with it comes its fair share of communities like the Marine Harbor. When it started out, it was just a home to dry dock and shipping companies that harvest oysters and other seafood products. Today is a home to a vast and diverse group of residents, averaging out to about 14.2% white, 36% black, 39.4% Hispanic, 7.9% Asian, and 2.5% other race civilians. This allows us to know that our target demographic is, well, everybody. With over 50% of all our residents having at least one or more children, this proves to us that all of our concepts are relevant to Marine's Harbor, as it is a house, a well-established family-driven community. So,
Our introduction is the vacant lot at Marina. The vacant lot at Marinas Harbor will be beautified and landscaped with something that can benefit the community. The location of the lot is the open space in Staten Island, an intersection at Van Name Ave and Netherland Avenue. This landscaping is important to the community as an empty space being remodeled can only affect the community in a good way and have good outcomes.
These are images of the vacant lot. These two on the left are views of the lot after it got cleaned up, and the one on the right are the top view of the lot. Next slide. Our objective of the vacant lot is, with this project, we want to incorporate something into the lot that is both unique and efficient in providing to the community in a significant way at Mariners Harbor.
Okay, here are some advantages and disadvantages of the lot. So the stakeholders and others on this project are able to build something for this community that they see could benefit, or could provide community resources that will benefit the residents in the future. This project will also promote community involvement by helping to build relationships with people in the community and allowing them opportunities to meet new people and grow about their community. Additionally, this project will improve the value of the community by increasing the values of homes and drawing new families to the neighborhood. And the disadvantages are the land itself may have some physical issues such as litter and other solid wastes. Community residents may not buy into the need for those resources in their neighborhoods. It may provide pushback against the proposal. And finally, community resources could potentially increase unwanted pests such as rodents, insects, and raccoons into the neighborhood.
Thanks to the presentation provided by Stephanie Morazzi, we were now able to learn some key facts about zoning regulations. The vacant lot is a residential area, and with that comes regulations under single-family residences, suburban homesteads, and any number of other designations, including homes, apartments, duplexes, trailer parks, co-ops, and condominiums. All resident districts permit most community facilities, such as schools, houses of worship, and medical facilities. However, a garden requires a commercial zoning permit. One of our concepts is a garden. Residences are permitted in all commercial districts except C7 and C8. Lower density growth management areas R1, R2, R3, R4./1, R4A, and C3A are where residential developments are required to provide more parking spaces, larger yards, and open space. This relates back to us because the vacant lot is, well, an open lot. So if we were to look at regulations for residential areas, these were what we found.
These are our program proposals for the vacant lot: a farmers market, community garden, and a community center. Next slide. And these are more theories that we had, which is a food court and a Mariners Festival.
Here we have some provisional sketches of our concepts. The first one is a conceptual architectural drawing of the food court concept. And to the right, we have a conceptual architectural drawing of the garden/farmers market.
All right, so this is the architectural precedent study, and me and my group decided that we wanted to combine our ideas of a community garden and a farmers market. And here are two examples of our idea. So, starting with the community garden, it's called the Shiloh Field Community Garden. It's located in Denton, Texas, and it's one of the biggest community gardens in the world. And it benefits its community with delivering food to organizations like the Salvation Army, feeding the hungry, and offering skills like growing techniques. And for the farmers market, it's called the Girardi's Farmers Market. It's located in Staten Island, and it benefits the community by providing fresh produce from their farm and seasonal items like pumpkins and trees.
This was our second study, and it's based on the food court concept. I had found two food courts. One is the Chelsea Market, and it's located in New York City. And the benefits that it had was their decoration, the lights that they had. They had stuff that could attract people, and they also had wide ranges of foods and seasoning. And the second was the Cultivation Food Hall. It's also in New York, and they have events for their customers, and they also have good decor. And I thought we could take some points from that, like having events for the customers, so we can incorporate it in our farmers market / food court.
Budgeting. So for the community garden, seeds will cost from $40 to $100. Mulch will cost from $200 to $600. Materials and supplies will cost $100 through $600. And insurance for extra fees cost $1,000 through $2,000. And then we have funding, where we're going to try to get this money from. And we have the government, car wash, bank loans, and community support. And for a farmers market, rent would be $600 through $700 per month. Employees, construction would cost $1,000 through $4,000. Materials and supplies $500 to $1,000, and products would be $2,000 to $5,000. And finally, a community center. Construction would cost $1,000 to $7,000. Furniture would cost $1,000 to $2,000. Staff would be volunteers. Rent would be $700 to $2,000 per month, and materials / supplies would be $1,000 to $400,000. And here's a picture of our sun path.
Next slide.
So as you can see here, there are 3 routes you could take from the vacant lot to the Verrazano Bridge. One of the routes you could take is the bus, which would take about an hour and 19 minutes. If you take the bus route, it would take about, you have to take about 2 buses, which would be a long ride and a few minute walks. For the car route, it would take about 2 minutes. And lastly, for the bike, you will take about 45 minutes. Next slide. For this, as you can see on the right side, there's a map that shows a route from the vacant lot to the Staten Island Ferry. You could take about like a car only. That would take only about 19 minutes. Next slide.
In conclusion, we want to have the lot make civilians and visitors alike feel better welcomed in the community and are able to spend time together. Kids can come outside and get some free time without devices, and older citizens can start a garden or just spend time together. We hope whatever is decided to be put here will be a great advantage to all ages in the neighborhood. Thank you. Any questions, concerns, comments?
Justin, can you do me a favor and click on next to redo? Just click on that button so it's just big screen.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that? You broke up for me.
Can you go ahead and put it into presentation mode? Because right now we just see the slides very small.
Got it.
Well, very small. Click on the.
I keep forgetting where the presentation button is.
Yeah, it's right next to share. There you go. Present on this device. Rotate your phone.
Oh, yeah, I don't have the, hold up, give me a sec. There we go. Sorry about that. Do you want me to go back to a slide?
Well, let's hear it from students, right? Asher.
Yes.
All right, so if you can provide this team with some constructive.
We can hear him?
Yes.
Okay. So one thing I really liked, you had a good number use of maps of the area, and you didn't just like show them, you actually explained what was shown on them relating to the beautification project. One thing I think you should work on, just like projecting your voice a little for the people that were a little bit quieter. Just like project your voice, be a little bit loud in case anyone like doesn't really hear you, especially because it's over Zoom. But yeah, that's it.
Dimitri Brown, where are you at?
I'm here.
Commentary, please.
All right. So I enjoyed the presentation. It was very informative. One thing I would like to point out is on the conclusion side, the conclusion slide, I saw a mistake. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, go on.
Oh yeah, yeah. So on the conclusion side, I saw like a little mistake. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah,
Can you be specific about that mistake?
Yeah.
Can you go towards the conclusion slide so I can show you?
Excellent.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah.
I wrote it. And,
But Dimitri, can you describe the mistake, please?
Yeah, like the period is supposed to be after get, but it's kind of like, if you know what I mean.
no, there was more to the sentence, and I don't know how it got. But yeah, it was supposed to be that kids would spend more time off their phones and reconnect with nature through the community garden.
Yeah.
What's another way that you can show this information, Justin, and for the team?
A picture of a kid being off his phone. I'm sorry, can you repeat the question? Maybe I didn't.
Well, what's a different way that you can present this information, like a paragraph? What can you do to the paragraph to maybe simplify the information?
Oh, yeah, bullet points. We looked over some slides and bulleted it, but like for some slides, I thought it was just like more a straightforward way to keep it like in a very short paragraph, because this is only 3 sentences, but I can see how it.
Let me chime in for a second here. The first sentence. All right, I got to start looking at these slides because I don't know what the first sentence means, Justin. In conclusion, we want the lot to make civilians and visitors alike feel better, welcome in the community, and are able to spend time together. What does that mean, Justin, or anyone else in this group? What does that opening sentence mean?
In other words, we want.
That's what I want. In other words, not in these words. In other words.
Got it. In other words, we want whatever our concept will be, we want it to feel like homely and have everyone feel
not homely, because homely means ugly. Okay, homey, right? Something like homey, comfortable, right?
Comfortable. Yes.
Okay, good. So need to go through these slides, especially the word heavy slides. They're very wordy, okay? And the more words you use, the more chance there is for error. The same with the last sentence. We hope whatever is decided to be put here is a great advantage to all ages in the neighborhood. You read that back to yourself and you're like, you have to say to yourself, be saying to yourself, what does this mean? That's what you have to do. Okay, I know I'm putting you on the spot right here, Justin, and I appreciate you being there and being receptive to what I'm saying and to everyone in the group because you're all responsible for looking over the slides. It's not, oh, that was his part or that was her part. If the slide is weak or there's something wrong with it, it's your whole part. Your name is on the front, and as we talked about in the last group, there are no individual names on individual slides. So if there's a major word traffic accident here, okay, it's on all of you. So yeah, the language needs work, and we can work on that tomorrow. We got next week, but we're gonna hammer this out. And so when you're presenting, it doesn't, it comes off clearly, okay? And I'm wondering even if you need to use complete sentences on a conclusion slide. I like what you just did, Justin, where you spoke off the top of your head. I think you're kind of getting away from that a little bit. Okay? You did more reading today than just like talking to us. You have an engaging personality. You have a great voice. Same with the rest of you in the group. Okay? You're addressing your audience. You're talking to us, not reading from the slides. Today, too much reading. Okay, I'm done.
Justin, can you go back a couple slides? Maybe
Uh,
your architectural precedents.
sure. Which one?
All right.
This one?
Yes. No, that one.
Wait, this one?
The next, the one before that one, I believe. The one with Chelsea Market and the cultivation food hall. Yeah, perfect. So, Sonia, I remember you had mentioned what are the takeaways from this and how does this apply to your vacant lot? Can you be a little bit more? Can you elaborate a little bit more on that? Like, what are things from here that you're going to apply into the vacant lot? And if so, I mean, are you going to create an enclosed space at the vacant lot, or is this for more of an open space uh, or outdoor market? I'm a little bit confused with these two case studies and how it relates to the vacant lot.
Um, I related this back to if we had the food court idea, if we was to do the food court idea, I put that we can have different types of food and everything there that it would like contribute to the whole community. There's not just one type of consistent thing there. It could get used up. And it would be I think like if we put a building, it would be an enclosed space and that would be inside. What would be inside? It wouldn't be outdoors.
Okay, so you're not thinking about an outdoor food market. All right, so one thing you want to keep in mind is that you want to be aware of the square footage that you have on the vacant lot. I don't know if you've discussed this with the rest of the team, but you know we're trying to create an open public space, right? Not a building. So just be careful with that. All right.
Okay.
So you may want to look into case studies involving, outdoor food markets, perhaps. So that'll probably relate better to your vacant lot. All right, like an
Okay.
open air market. Okay, and maybe it's not something that is permanent. Maybe you have different programming. Maybe the vacant lot turns into a food market on Saturdays, but it's a jazz. It's probably a live. Maybe I don't know if it's live music or maybe poetry or whatever. Maybe you can have different programming on different days or once or twice a month or something like that, right? So you can create spaces that are multifunctional rather than say, oh, this is for specifically for this type of function. All right.
Who did these
Okay.
sketches?
Right. We definitely need a walkthrough of these sketches. That was my next question.
This is awesome, Mr. Rodriguez. I'm sorry, but yeah, talk to your artifacts.
Yeah.
Yeah. The food court is mine, and the marketing garden is Sonia. When I did the food court, I had in mind the open market kind of thing because I was thinking of a building. That was a misconception there. Because I could see how it could be because I looked at the architectural drawing materials you gave me, and I read that what's important has to be like the most darkest part of the architectural drawing. So I made the borders like the darkest because that would be the whole space.
I see, Justin. And this is something that we're going to be working on during the break, right? We're going to divide it up into, we're going to start understanding how to create architectural drawings or get familiar with the graphics, the representation graphics in architectural drawing. So like,
You mind if I say something, Rodriguez?
Yeah, Mr. Porter, go for it.
Yeah, Justin, I like that you're thinking about this concept. One thing, on Saturdays, once again, when it comes to design the sketch, I mentioned that we stated it. Please join us because that's one of the things that we spoke about in regards to like before we start with the sketch and design, we do the preliminary stage such as creating a program in terms of what is needed in there, and then from that we research all those areas, specific areas that's needed, and then we start off formatting like a bubble diagram way before we start jotting out because at the end of the day, the sketch might look really nice, looks good, it's good stuff, but then realize later on it might not work in terms of circulation or in terms of functionality. So please, one person from your team that's going to. Justin, are you going to be the design person?
I mean, I am not the greatest at drawing, but in this case, yes, I would be.
Yeah, so it's gonna be you and Emily because Emily was there on Saturday as well. So please make sure because that's one of the days we start really get into the program and design concepts in terms of what goes first and what goes second. So, but other than that, that's all I have to say. Okay.
Okay.
Just for future reference too, whoever's presenting, it's tough, but try to disconnect from apps or notifications because we've seen it a couple of times. I disconnect. I shut off my iMessage just so I don't get any stupid messages from anyone. Just because that interrupts the recording, the program. You're going to send a recording, maybe not in high school necessarily, but you get older and you get into, I mean, this is a professional context. So you're going to send the stakeholder, this recording, so things pop up. Just whoever's presenting, you gotta prepare your device for presentation mode, meaning, shut things off, put it on like airplane mode or something like that. Okay. I mean, if you can, that actually airplane mode wouldn't work. So I don't know.
I put do not disturb, and it's still, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a work in progress. So just and it's not like this is not a critique of you. It's something to keep in mind for the future because, we remote presentations, we all deal with this stuff. All right.
Yeah. Well, if that is all, thank you everyone for your constructive feedback. We will for sure look into that conclusion slide the most and figure out what is it that we want to have the listener take away from all this. And we'll jot back around and touch up some of our sketches and the architectural precedence study. And also we will look more into zoning, as I feel we didn't have that much time to look into the real nitty gritty of it.